Why Sharjeena never saw Mustafa as a loser? To Mustafa's family, he was worthless and non-caring. Why did Sharjeena still care about him? It's because she saw his true potential. She saw the caring person behind the mask he wears. Mustafa wasn't truly a worthless, he is just different. The world called him worthless, because he didn't meet their standards. He has skills to do a job, but he didn't chase certificates like others. As a result, he is a dropout. He likes his independence, so he doesn't do a job. He sees himself as a king, so he won't do job under others. It's his confidence, not worthlessness. Even if he earns, his family doesn't believe it. His brother constantly puts him down, saying Mustafa is nothing compared to him. Mustafa hears all this and feels small in himself. It demotivates him to become a caring child and care for his family. Because no matter how hard he tries, his family members will see him as good for nothing. Sharjeena has noticed all these, and knows why he is struggling. So, instead of calling him loser like others, she reminds him of his own talents and strengths. She takes care of him and cherishes his soul. She tries to cheer him up in every scenario. Even when Mustafa pushes her away, Sharjeena doesn't stop caring about him. To Mustafa's family, he was a failure, a dropout, unemployed, and uninterested in chasing the conventional markers of success. But Sharjeena never measured him by the world's standards. Where others saw emptiness, she saw resistance, a man refusing to fit into molds that crushed individuality. 1. She saw his potential, not his shortcomings. Mustafa wasn't lazy, he simply had a different compass. He disliked the idea of bowing to others, preferred independence, and carried a king-like confidence. To his family, that looked like arrogance or worthlessness, but to Sharjeena, it was self-respect in raw form. 2. She understood the mask he wore. His apparent carelessness was partly a defense. Years of being belittled by his brother and dismissed by his parents eroded his drive. When your family refuses to acknowledge your worth, it's easier to stop trying altogether. Sharjeena understood this silent wound and didn't confuse his exhaustion with incapability. 3. She gave him what his family never did, belief. Instead of echoing, "You're nothing," she reminded him of his talents, his hidden care, his dignity. She saw his struggle not as failure, but as proof of how deeply he was hurting. By cheering him up, encouraging him, and cherishing his soul, she offered him the very oxygen he lacked at home, faith. 4. Her care was unwavering. Even when Mustafa pushed her away, her empathy didn't falter. She knew the push came from pain, not malice. For Sharjeena, caring for him wasn't about fixing him, it was about holding space until he could remember his own worth. Glowing star, the deeper truth. Sharjeena never saw Mustafa as a loser because she wasn't blinded by the world's narrow definitions of success. She saw him as someone misjudged, misnamed, and misunderstood, a man whose confidence and independence were mistaken for failure. In loving him, she wasn't being naive, she was being perceptive. She loved not just the man he was, but the man he could become once someone finally believed in him.